Welcome. Today, we will be installing the tunnel trim kit for your Humvee. Step 1. We will be installing the foam shims that will provide a flat and stable surface for the aluminum tunnel panels to rest on. Place each piece along the outer edge of the tunnel. Glue the foam down with a contact adhesive. It's preferable to have the foam overhang the edge rather than be too far inward. The foam can be easily trimmed back with a knife later.
I can spray that one.
It is recommended to apply sound deadening to the tunnel prior to installing the tunnel trim kit. Step 2. Apply sound deadening to the top side of the aluminum panels. Place the panels on top of the tunnel. We trimmed off a few inches along the edges to allow a smooth transition from the top of the tunnel to the sides. You can choose to glue or screw down the aluminum panels if desired, but in a later step, the carpet and trim pieces will help lock it in place. Install your carpet before moving on to the next step. Step 3. Attach the brake lever bezel to the tunnel trim with the 632 screws. We have opted to wrap our aluminum trim piece with vinyl in this case, but you can also paint the trim pieces. Place the trim piece over the brake lever. We have a gap underneath the trim piece around the shifter. We will use sound deadening to create a shim that will fill this gap.
There.
Test fit the trim piece again. In our case, we are going to add one more layer of sound deadening. Your shifter will be installed over top of this trim piece and close any small gap that is remaining.
Okay, that looks good.
Now, check final alignment with the brake lever and add the next trim piece. Make sure the holes in the lower piece align with the slots in the upper piece. Once everything is in position, pre-drill with a 1/8 inch drill bit and install the trim piece with 3 3/4 inch finishing screws. Remove the upper trim piece and match drill the 2 holes. Install the 2 3/4 inch screws, but do not fully tighten. Install the next 2 screws fully before going back to the previous 2 to finish tightening. Step 4. Attach the plastic tray to the tunnel trim with 6 32 screws. Be very careful when tightening to prevent the plastic threads from stripping. Install the rubber mat under the inside shoulder of the tray. Place the trim piece on the transmission tunnel and push it tight against the carpet on the side of the tunnel. Drill through the first layer of aluminum and install 2 3/4 inch screws. The next 2 will be drilled through the body and fastened with 2 1 1/4 inch screws. Step 5. We will now be installing the passenger side trim. For the first 4 holes, drill through the body and use 1 1/4 inch screws. For the last 2 holes, drill through the first layer of aluminum and use 3/4 inch screws. Step 6. Install the final trim piece with 2 3/4 inch screws. We have now completed the tunnel trim installation. You can now move on to the dashboard installation.